Alright, so we're gonna go over what is on your test for today. So let's begin. So basically what we're doing with this is a quadratic function. Okay, and we are told to graph this quadratic function. So no matter what it is in math, you'll always be able to use a table of values to determine what your graph is going to look like. So for the purpose of time, I'm just going to create a random table of values. So I'll start with -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and I'll do 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so basically we know that these values on the left, those are our input values, which is why we are putting them into the equation. So input values are values that go into a function to determine the corresponding y value. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's really important that we are putting parentheses around our input value to show that that is our new value. And it's really important because we're also going to be multiplying. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to start with -6 first. So I have to write this negative that was already there. And then I'm going to put parentheses. This is how all of your work should be structured. Close the parentheses and square it. -4 parentheses, -6 plus 5. Okay, so this is the big part. You need to square the number first. Okay, so right here you are going to square -6 times -6. So I'm going to drop down this negative that's right here. I'm just going to drop it down because I'm not using it yet. And then I'm going to square -6. So -6 times -6 is positive 36. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. Okay, and then I'm going to drop down that negative. So now this has become a -36. Okay, so just remember, order of operations, it is parentheses, but it's what's inside the parentheses. Right now, all that's inside the parentheses is -6, which is why we're going to e, which is the exponent, which is this little number right here, that's the exponent. So that's why we need to square this number first and then apply what's outside of the parentheses. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply -4 times -6. And a negative times a negative is a positive. And then 4 times 6 is 24. Okay, and then plus 5 because I didn't use that yet. Alright, so if we simplify that, we are going to get, if we simplify this, I have -36, and if I add these two, that's 29. So if you owe someone $36, but then you paid them off $29, you would still owe them $7. So the corresponding y value is -7. Okay, so I'm going to continue this work. I'll do one more example because I don't want you watching a 10-minute video. I'll go ahead and I'll do one more example. I'll do -4. So I'm going to do, I'm going to do -4. So right here I'm going to plug in, so rewrite this equation. So this is the original equation. You're always going to reuse your original equation. So -4 squared -4 times -4 plus 5. Okay, so that's gonna be, remember, square it first. So we don't need this negative right now, so drop it down. This is gonna be -4 times -4. And -4 times -4 is positive 16. But again, we have this negative, so we need to keep it there. Now we have negative times a negative, that's a positive. And then it's 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay, so I'm already seeing this is a -16 and this is a positive 16, so I'm already seeing that those are gonna cancel out. But I'm just gonna rewrite the +5. So now that I know 16, -16, that equals 0, so my y value is 5. Okay, and I'll do one example with the positive number. So I'll do +2. So I'm gonna do y equals, and again, use the original equation, negative, and I'm inputting my value of 2, squared, minus 4 times 2 plus 5. All right, so same thing, square this first. 2 times 2 is 4, but we have that negative there, so we're gonna drop it down. Negative times a positive is a negative. So notice the difference between this positive number times this negative number, and so forth. So that's gonna be -8 plus 5, which is gonna be, this is -12 plus 5, which is -7. All right.